Hi guys, Jordan from P&P Campers. Just going to do your handover video on your new venture. So starting with the bonnet, got the engine battery here on the left, brake fluid attached to the servo at the back, power steering fluid here in this reservoir here. The engine oil gets topped up through that cap there, and then you can check the oil from the dipstick down there. Engine coolant sits in this reservoir just here, and then your washer fluid is over here on the right hand side. Air filter sits inside this box here, and then you've got fuses and relays underneath here. There's not really anything else to know under the bonnet really. Fuel gets topped up by pushing in here and then popping the ignition key in here, turning and taking out that cap. On the passenger side, all you've got is the electric window and obviously your fan bits and pieces just here, and the glove box. On the driver's side, so the off side, you've got a few bits and pieces. So we've got a 5-speed manual gearbox. Reverse is lift up and over to the top left. Hazard warning lights in the middle here, and then all your fan settings in the middle. You actually release the bonnet by pulling on this lever down here, and then you can adjust your steering wheel from this lever down there. Washers and washer fluid on the right hand stalk, wipers and lights from this left hand stalk. We've also got electric adjusting mirrors that you can use from here, and basically use this as a joystick when you choose which mirror to move, and then both your electric windows. The boiler vent just down here, so if you wanted to double check that was lit on gas, you can pop your hand over there and double check that. Fresh water inlet is this cap just here. Push in and round to the right and then put your key in and lock it. Heating vent just here, so this is your Truma heating. Fresh water drain is down here, so that's how you drain your fresh water out. And then your waste drain is down here, so that's your grey. Hookup point is this one here, so that's when you're at home or at your campsite, put your hookup cable in there and that'll give you access to everything 240, and just give it a tap like I just did there, make sure it was definitely locked over. These two vents here are for your fridge, so I've got it lit on gas at the moment so I can feel hot air coming out through the top of this vent here, and that's the way I know that it's definitely lit up. Bike rack on the back. Okay, so next bits, this is quite important, this is your gas locker. So you've got a hand turning, hand wheel gas pigtail. So that's 2020 dated, so you got till 2025 to replace that. This is obviously your 6 kilo propane gas bottle, which is now held in with this strap. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff at the top here on the regulator, because it's basically, this is just for us testing and pressure testing. And when you come to change your gas bottle over, you literally unscrew this and pop it on your new one, and that's it. Make sure you switch this off before you start driving anywhere as well. But yeah, that's your gas. Toilet, so this is your toilet cassette. Lift up from the bottom and pull this out. And the only thing I need to show you is that you've got a yellow button here. You need to hold that button down when you're emptying it from this yellow cap down the bottom. Pop that back away like that. If you find that you can't pull that out, you need to go into the bathroom and close the flap on the actual toilet itself, because you'll find that you've accidentally left it open. And you've got a fresh water flush here, so you don't have to put any separate flush fluid in anywhere. So that's all just directly from your fresh tank. And that closes over like that. Awning winder here at the back as well, so that's how you wind up the awning and get that out. And you've got a big freestanding table just here as well. So that's everything at the back. So if I just close that over, I'll leave the gas on at the moment. So your step is just here, so push that like that to open and close it. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do when you come into the van, if you want to use it, is come to your control panel here, which is just above this by the sliding door. Main on and off switch here on the top right hand side. To switch that on, and then you can switch these two on as well, so top left and bottom right. That is basically just your lights. You don't have to have this one on actually, because that's your outside light, which actually you don't have one of, so you don't need to have that on, but you can do. Bottom left button is just literally your pump. That'll focus. Just your pump, so you can leave that on because there's no leaks anywhere and it's not running on when I'm not using it, so that's nothing, you know, that's all good. Bottom left hand button is your water, so you got 70% in your fresh water tank. Middle button is telling you got 12.2 volts in your caravan battery and 12.4 in your engine battery, and the top is just the temperature. It's really hot, so there you go. So that's your levels and bits and pieces on the left, and like I said, lights, pump, main on and off switch there. So nothing much to show you in there. So first thing you're going to want to do, if you're going to want to sort of heat your water up and things like that, is come to your sink and just pour the water through. Wait for the pump to kick in. So that's kicked in now. Make sure there's not loads of air coming out. Change over to the cold. Same again, not lots of air coming out of that. Switch that off. Make sure that drains out. Pump's turned off, so that's all good. So what that means is there's no air in the system, and that you're ready to go and use your boiler. So once you've done that, if you want to use the boiler, come here to your Ultra store at the bottom, and then just switch that down, and that'll light your boiler up on gas. So that's it, and then you've got your dial in the middle, which is 30 to 70, which is the degrees of water. So you can have that all the way up if you like, although I personally prefer to leave it around 50. It's plenty hot enough for whatever you need. And then just switch that off, back to the middle. Trumatic E, this is your heating. So if you go down one, that'll start heating, but it's probably too hot. It won't go after about 26 degrees, I don't think. And down again is heating as well, so that's basically small flame or big flame. And then up one or two is just a fan on its own. All right, so that's just pumping around cool air. But yeah, so that's your boiler at the bottom, heating at the top, and that's on gas. What else have we got? So these little vents around the van, the circular vents down there, that's your sort of heating vents there. So that's where your hot air will come out from. Your 4-burner hob and grill, all of the stickers and signs are all here nice and clear. You've got an igniter on all of these, so that's that little bit of metal at the side, and you've also got a thermocouple on each of those as well, so that's the little prong of metal at the back. Now what that does is it senses hot gas coming through, and basically if the gas, you know, if it gets blown out by the wind or someone blows it out whilst it's still on, the thermocouple will notice after a few seconds that the gas is not burning anymore, and it will stop any excess unburnt gas from pumping through. So they all work as they should. Grill down there as well. So down here, not much to show you in there, just storage underneath the fridge. Okay, so you got these isolating taps here, so you can isolate your individual appliances from down here. Nice and easy. And then you've got your 3-way fridge. So that works on 12 volt, which is your red button on the left hand side, 240, which is your green button, which will only work when a hookup cable is plugged in. And then all of the stuff on the right hand side here is all of your gas. So I've got it lit on at the moment, which is why the little triangle here is facing the gas symbol and the igniter switch is on. So basically, if I just show you how to do this first, so if I switch it off now, turn the gas off, the igniter starts going again. You can see it lighting up and you can hear it. Switch that off. So now you know that's definitely off. And then switch it back on gas. Switch the igniter on, you hear it clicking, and push this in and round to the left. Instantly stops clicking. Release that. And as long as that's not clicking, it's definitely lit. All right, and like I said, you can check that by putting a hand on the outside of the vent out there, but you don't have to. You can be pretty certain on that. The 12 volt here is for when your engine's running only, and that won't get the fridge cold on its own. You need to have the fridge cold already. So if you get the fridge cold either first via the gas or the hookup, then, you know, perhaps the night before you go away, then you can put that button on and just leave it on when you're driving, and then when you get to where you're going, everything will still be cold. But yeah, that's how they work. So you can leave these two buttons on if you like, because they won't work until you do either start it up or put a hookup in, but you don't have to. But yeah, so that's how that works. And like I said, the gas will probably take about 3 or 4 hours or so to get really cold. Same for the hookup, they're both about the same really. But yeah, that's how you do that. So switch it off, the igniter starts to click, turn the igniter off. Okay, so I've shown you how to pour the water through, so that's what you want to do first before you use your boiler. 3-way fridge, gas on the right hand side, hookup, engine running, thermocouples on the hob and the grill, step switch down there, heating at the top, boiler at the bottom. Okay, another thing, so down here, this switch at the very bottom here, if you want to, if you have a hookup plugged into the van and you don't want to use any gas, then you can, one, use your fridge on electric like I just showed you on the green switch, but you could also heat your water up via the electric element too. So if you want to heat your water up just via the hookup, it's this little switch down here. Alright, so I'll turn that on, and then obviously it's not going to work because I've not got a hookup plugged in, but that's how you make that work. You've also got a plug socket and a 12 volt little point down there as well. So yeah, okay, let me just make sure. Nearly all of the lights around the van have got their own switches on them, so you can go around and sort of choose which ones you do and you don't want on. It's obviously up to you. Pull that out of the way. So let me just show you. We've got a TV booster, aerial booster in there, which is on at the moment, so I'll just switch that off so I don't want to drain the battery out. That one there. In the bathroom, pop that back out of the way. So, nice and easy really. Sink in here. You'll notice there's no drain hole in the actual sink itself. That's because the drains are just at the back here. So if I fill this up with water, as much as you like, turn it off, and then just slowly lift it up until it drains down the back, like that. That's it, drained out. Pop this back out of the way to where it was, or whichever way there. Pop that all the way up, and that's it, that's your sink. Do you actually flush your toilet? Blue button here. So you hear it there pumping round. That's full of flush fluid now. And then empty it out. And then, like I said, outside, make sure you close it back over like that. That's all been lubricated, so that all works exactly how it should. Light up here at the top. And then you've got your mirror in there. So, close that up. What else have we got? You can undo this from here by opening that up. I think that's hookup. That'll only work via the hookup cable, won't it? Let me just check. Oh no, there you go. So your fan here, that is what you need the this switch here, because you've not actually got an external light. That is what powers this fan. Alright, so make sure you have that switch on, and then you can go around and choose how powerful you like it and things like that. So you see now it's going to go quite fast. So yeah, you can basically open this up and then have the fan on, so you draw in air from outside or the other way around. As an extractor fan, it's totally up to you. Turn it off by, it's sort of like a touch screen kind of thing. Really nice little thing actually. And close that up. And then your main skylight, I've got that open at the moment. Got it open on one of these sort of notches here, so you've got it open a little bit, but you can also have that all the way open, so all the way like that. And then to close it up, just carefully put it all the way down and then push this all the way up. And that's locked up. But yeah, okay, so I think I've shown you everything I can. If you think there's anything I've missed out or you want anything clarifying, then obviously let us know. But otherwise, we look forward to seeing you soon to collect your van. Thanks very much.